Welcome to Campus Nightly. Tonight, we will be covering a tragic mass shooting in a Michigan church, Eric Adams dropping out of the New York mayoral race, campus events with Christine Franco, an initiative started by the National Park Service to raise awareness about hibernation, and a discussion about trending topics. My name is Juliana Caliri, and you're watching Campus Nightly. First tonight, 4 people were killed and several others were injured in Michigan when a man opened fire into a Mormon church. Authorities say that on Sunday, September 28th, 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, a retired Marine, crashed his car into the church and then began shooting with an assault rifle. Officers killed the shooter after exchanging gunfire. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives say that they believe the shooter poured gasoline on the church and then lit it on fire. The FBI says that they are investigating the shooting as a, quote, act of targeted violence, following recent shootings across the country. So far, no motive has been discovered, and the authorities have not yet released any additional information on Sanford. Sanford's family has yet to make any public comments. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has stopped seeking re-election. In a video released online, Adams boasted about his achievements during his term as mayor, but blamed his federal corruption case for his failure to back support. Adams was charged with bribery and financial offenses in September of 2024. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams claimed that Adams abused his status as Brooklyn Borough President in the 2014 and his status as mayor to solicit and take bribes from foreign nationals. The case was dismissed in April of 2025, coming to the conclusion that Adams did not take bribes. Adams' departure also comes after months of Andrew Cuomo supporters, and President Trump calling for both Adams and the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa, to drop out of the race. Adams has yet to endorse any of the remaining candidates, but urged New Yorkers to, quote, choose leaders not by what they promised, but what they have delivered. The New York City mayoral election is on November 4th. Coming up after the break, we'll go to campus events with Christine Franco.
As one of America's leading Catholic universities, Seton Hall is creating graduates who are ready for anything.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to work in the ICU.
To work in the big leagues.
To be a leader.
To teach special ed. To make my mark.
To volunteer in Micronesia.
To improve health around the world.
To get my master's.
I'm ready to make a difference.
To spread smiles.
To help others.
I'm ready for anything.
Seton Hall. Imagine what great minds can do.
Thank you, Jules, and hello, Pirates. My name is Christine Franco, and let's talk about what's happening on campus. This week is Act, Speak, Build Week, celebrating Habitat for Humanity's mission. Each day from Monday to Wednesday features a different tabling event on the green from noon to 4. Monday is Act, where you can learn fast facts about the club and join an initiative to help solve the affordable housing crisis. Tuesday is Speak, where you can share what home means to you by adding to a community banner. And Wednesday is Build, where you can play Jenga for the chance to win a t-shirt or Habitat for Humanity merch. Stop by, get involved, and support a great cause. Looking for some guidance on your academic journey? The Center for Academic Success and the Career Center has got you covered. This Tuesday from 12 to 2 in the University Center event room, these organizations in partnership with the College of Arts and Sciences are throwing a major exploration and declaration expo. This event combines fun and valuable resources all in one place. Students will be able to enjoy games, food, and opportunities to connect with the faculty, deans, and advisors. The best part is you can officially declare or switch your major on the spot. All students are welcome to attend, so come hungry, bring your questions, and leave with answers that can help shape your path forward at Seton Hall. Also on Tuesdays, the SGA's annual event Beyond the Gates. Taking place on the University Green, this tradition gives students the chance to connect with South Orange's local businesses. From job opportunities and promotions to raffles and giveaways, there's something for everyone. As part of this event as well, you can also take part and meet the officers, where you'll have the chance to chat with Seton Hall's public safety team and get your questions answered by parking services. Beyond the Gates runs from noon to 4 p.m. and this year's lineup of businesses is better than ever. It's a perfect way to get involved, explore the community, and maybe even walk away with prize, so don't miss it. From big events to hidden gems, there's always something going on at Seton Hall, so be sure to tune in to Campus Nightly and check Engage to stay updated on all things campus life. Once again, I'm Christine Franco, and back to you, Jules.
Fat Berry Week concluded this week, declaring a winner of Fattest Bear. Fat Bear Week is a tournament hosted by the National Park Service and involves bracket-style voting to pick which bear gained the most weight that week. The event focuses on brown bears in Alaska's Katami National Park and Preserve. Along with this, voters are able to make donations to help aid in conservation efforts. The whole purpose of Fat Bear Week is to raise awareness of hibernation and educate people on how ecosystems work. The media organization that co-sponsors the event, Explore, has several live cameras up that broadcast the contestants 24/7. This year features 11 bears who are identified by numbers. This year's winner is Bear 32, who has been lovingly nicknamed Chunk. Chunk is a large adult male who, despite his broken jaw, has been able to successfully become one of the biggest bears on the preserve. Chunk's biggest opponent was Bear 856, a male bear in his mid-20s who has been labeled as intelligent and resilient. Fat Bear Week takes place every year during the last week of September. Coming up, Christine Franco and Matthew Miller will be joining me to go over trending topics for the week.
You know Seton Hall for basketball, but we're a whole lot more.
We have amazing classes and professors who really care if you succeed.
We are Catholic at our core, and we welcome students of all faiths.
We're close to New York City, which is great for finding internships and jobs.
The day we graduate from Seton Hall, we're ready to make our mark on the world.
Oh, and we're really good at basketball too.
Welcome to Campus Nightly's first ever panel. Tonight, we will be going over Taylor Swift's new album, Bad Bunny playing the 2026 Super Bowl, and rising pop star Lola Young canceling her upcoming tour dates. So, Life of a Showgirl came out by Taylor Swift. That came out earlier this week. I've seen it be really hit on social media. People either love it or they hate it. Diehard fans absolutely love it, obviously, and then the other people like myself. It's so bland. It doesn't scream Taylor Swift to me. It screams generic pop star. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What did you say?
I think it really ties in with pop music culture nowadays because on social media, especially TikTok, I see people all the time, oh, let me predict how this song's going to sound. Let me predict how Life of a Showgirl is going to sound. And every time it's so corny and like the most generic thing you could think of. So it kind of brings up the topic, what do your fans really think of you if they're anticipating all your albums, every single thing you put out, especially the Swifties? We know they're a very dedicated fan base. So they're anticipating everything you put out, and then when you put it out, it's just like not something you haven't done before. It's just a repeat of everything you've done.
Yeah, there was one girl on TikTok. She successfully predicted Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child, and from what I believe, she successfully also predicted Ophelia and how that was going to sound. And I don't know if you guys have listened to Ophelia yet, but it's very it's Ophelia from Shakespeare. It's referencing Hamlet. And that one girl was so on spot. I'm convinced she's secretly a ghostwriter. But I think it's insane that you're putting out songs to your fans that you believe that they think are so predictable, but they still eat it up. They will love it. Doesn't matter that 15 people got it correct, the lyrics or how the vibe is going to be. They will. That's still their favorite song, and it's still going to hit 1 billion streams.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, but I want to first get to what Christine said. She mentioned that she is running out of content, despite the fact that she has dedicated, I would use the word aggressive Swifties. They're just as aggressive as the typical Philly fan. Anyway, the reusing thing is something that she is very familiar with, something she has done for quite some time. You can look at whether it's the lyrics of Shake It Off or whether it's the fact that she's recreating her own albums and then buying them back through another system. It's very unique and very interesting to say. To your point about Ophelia, again, the reusing of the lyrics, I want to hone in on that Shake It Off, how it's just so redundant. It's like, wow, I'm surprised that one's as big of a big deal as it was. Very interesting to see that she will tie in great writers such as Shakespeare when she does Ophelia. But the first thing that my mind went to was none other than Love Story, one of her first big debut songs.
Yeah, from my seat, there's some songs, the title track Life of a Showgirl has been compared to Cool by the Jonas Brothers. So it's it feels like not only is she running out of ideas lyrically, but it's also the melody, the rhythm. It feels like somebody else, but at the same time, she has to be doing something right for millions upon millions of people supporting her die-heartedly. And I kind of salute her for that, especially how you mentioned she buys back her own music. For a while, she didn't own her own songs. Her debut album, she didn't own. So she had to re-release them, and I think that was really cool, and I think that pushed the music industry so much. But at the same time, there is no flair to it. It's, oh my gosh, here's my song, whatever. The Eras tour too is just every show was the same exact thing besides like a few secret songs here and there that they play to like surprise the fans. It's repetition. It makes sense if it works. It works. She's making millions of dollars, but like it kind of gets boring. But what do you think, Christine? Anything?
I think like what I've said before when we were talking, it's just like fandom culture now. Fans will support their artists no matter what, and even if it's like the worst song you'll ever hear, they will just stream it until the end. Maybe they even stream it on silent. I don't know, but because
there's accounts for that now. People will do that.
That's
to be like
wild.
a top listener. They'll only play that. And I know it's usually meme accounts, but I wouldn't be surprised if some people actually did it.
Yeah.
But like speaking on like fan culture and people like kind of criticizing music, I think it's really important to bring up that Bad Bunny is playing the 2026 Super Bowl. There's a lot of criticism online because people think that it's not right that someone who primarily only sings Spanish and apparently some people forgot that Puerto Rico is part of America. They think it's like not right that he's headlining, but I feel like now more than ever it's important, but
when you said like now more than ever it's important, as a Hispanic woman, I see it as such a win for the community, especially with the recent administration and all the ICE deportations and them really cracking down on the immigration laws. I see it as a big win because the Hispanic community right now is just going through some of the worst times than ever. So I feel like I'm not sure who decides it, but a Hispanic man headlining one of the biggest events in the United States, it's such a social commentary because of what we have going on right now. So when I saw that news, I was very happy about it.
Yeah, especially if like last 2 years, like representation. We had Kendrick Lamar last year, and now we're gonna have Bad Bunny, and I think it's very important that we have this, especially now. But
yeah, Americans are asking themselves two main questions: is he American? And as a follow-up to that first question, why is he doing that? Why is he at the Super Bowl if he's not going to be if he is an American? And then the second question is, who is Bad Bunny? That's probably the first question that they'll ask themselves. A lot of these Americans, typically older white conservative men who also weren't totally on board with Kendrick Lamar and his music, are likely going to criticize the performance of this one. So the first question, who is Bad Bunny? Yes, he is relevant. He is not a relatively new artist. He actually, if you look on the statistics, he currently has 20.1 billion streams on the most popular album on Spotify to date. So he is definitely relevant. He was a feature on Cardi B's song, which is a very memorable song because of it ties in with other artists who are supposedly more American than he is. And to answer that perfectly segues into the next thing I was going to say. He is American, kind of toppling off of what you said. Puerto Rico. Okay, but what if he wasn't? Okay, well, we can look at other artists who are from the UK or from Europe who are in the contention for becoming the Super Bowl halftime performer. And even though they didn't get picked, we look at 2020, The Weeknd. He performed an electric performance. It was one of the biggest events before COVID really ramped up.
Yeah.
And this was a big deal. And of course, the reason I bring him up is not because he's currently the #1 most popular artist on Spotify, but it's because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Not an American.
He's everywhere nowadays. I mean, Bad Bunny was on SNL. He was in the latest Happy Gilmore movie. But like we're talking about with fan culture, I think it's also really important to also mention Lola Young. Lola Young, she's up and coming on TikTok, especially for her song Messy. She kind of blew up out of nowhere. She went from having this one song that she's like, oh, hey, here's my song. And now she's literally everywhere, from commercials to the radio. And she recently played All Things Go in New York City, which is like a huge festival. I tried to get tickets and I did not. But at All Things Go, she unfortunately passed out. I know at Coachella, she played earlier this year. Yeah. She had another health incident. I think she either got sick on stage or maybe passed out as well. I can't really remember. But I think it's interesting how social media blows up people so quickly. And I feel like she never had a chance to grow as a musician. And now she's being like, here's my hit song. Now I'm going to play this big festival. And now I'm going to go on a world tour. And I feel like it's so squished in all at once. And I feel so bad for her. But hopefully she's okay, thank God.
Of course.
So many fans are disappointed. And I feel terrible for the fans at least.
Well, of course, they're going to get their refund. God bless. But I feel like nowadays we see celebrities more and more being more open about their health issues and especially mental health, like prioritizing that over their performances. But one thing I do have to say, this might exclude Lil Young because obviously she has her health concerns.
Yeah.
But nowadays I feel like I see celebrities speaking out a lot about, oh, they want their privacy, oh, they want this, oh, they want that, when so many up and coming artists are dreaming of the place they're in right now.
Yeah.
And I fear that a lot of the hate, the love, everything, that's what comes with being a celebrity. Your life is going to be in the public eye all the time. So yeah, this is what I
mean, Chaperone had that. She had a whole thing
yeah.
where she's like, it's one
very
thing
aggressively too.
Yeah, it's one thing
very
to set boundaries because obviously celebrities are human at the end of the day, but at the same time, like, you have to understand, you're gonna have millions of fans, your music is everywhere, you're gonna be followed. But I think it's really important though that we are talking about health in celebrities and especially musicians. I know, Matt, earlier when we were discussing this topic, you brought up a really great point of Selena Gomez.
Yes, so you mentioned health, you mentioned celebrity, and you mentioned singer, songwriter. And she, Selena Gomez, she was originally a Disney Channel actor on Wizards of Waverly Place, and then she moved on, worked with The Scene, whoever that is, and did a few top charting hits, and then she became her own thing, creating a record-breaking album, Revival, and then she did Rare, and then in between Rare and her newest album with Benny Blanco, she started moving over to shows. She moved back into the actor business where she performed some sort of a murder show that's now streaming on Hulu. And somewhere in that time frame, she also mentioned that she has a health condition in addition to mental health. And she is taking that very seriously. That is something where it could be frightening. It could be a very stressful environment to have to keep up with all these shows and give people a top-notch performance every time. So it sounds like we're not going to get another concert from Selena Gomez, despite the fact she has a new album, but it is something to keep in mind that she is not the only one. There are other smaller artists who don't have nearly as big of a name as her, and she is going to, we're going to see what happens with Lola Young.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the one big thing that we should take away from this is that, like, celebrities are human, whether it's Lola Young canceling her tour, whether it's people hating on Taylor Swift, whether it's Bad Bunny and people just hating him because of who he is. Yeah. Celebrities are people, and I feel like we should have some sort of, like, respect for them like we do for other people. And I think it's really important that we bring these conversations to the table, whether it's talking about racism in music, whether it's talking about mental health in music, whether it's talking about just being generic in music. But yeah, thank you guys for talking with me. I really appreciate you guys, yapping about music with me. But yeah, that is it for Campus Nightly tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Juliana Caliri. This is Christine Franco, and this is Matthew Miller. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.